Now, if you're somebody who thinks critically, you can probably figure out what we're going to do next. We have 3 notes in a major chord, and so far we've started the same chord with 2 of these different 3 notes. So logically, the next step should be having the other remaining note being the lowest one. And if that's what you're thinking, you are exactly correct. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build a C major chord, but we're going to start with G, which is the 5th of the chord. So once we are in the note tab here, we can select the whole note, which is already selected. Bring that up to the 2nd line of the treble clef staff, and again, clicking isn't working, but typing the letter G is working. So I type G, we have G, press the left arrow. Now the next note above G in the chord is going to be C up above that, so I'm going to hit C. Oh, okay, now it puts C down in the bottom, but no big deal. C's highlighted. I'm going to press and hold Control and press the up arrow. Oh, I'm sorry, okay, here's another shortcut we can use. Now, on flat, we can come up here. No, that's not what we want. We can come up to the very top. We can see this kind of redo looking logo here, which is called undo. Now, I accidentally hit the up arrow twice, so we moved everything up when we only wanted to move the C up. Now I can click undo, or you can also press and hold Control and type Z, and that will do the same thing. I'm just going to click right now. So we undid. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted you to see. Sorry about that extra teaching moment. So we have G on the bottom, and C is the note above that. So these are both obviously notes in the G major chord, the C major chord, but we're missing one. So we are not having this E yet. We need to add E to the chord. Okay, clicking is still not working. So I'm going to type E. That's the note that's missing from this chord. Oh, and of course it put E on the bottom. I'm going to press and hold Control and very carefully press the up key just once. There we go. Now you can see that we have a G on the bottom. We have C above that. And we have E above that. So this is also still going to be a C major chord because it has all of those notes in it. So C major. Now this time, we're not in root position because that C is not on the bottom. We're not in first inversion because the E is not on the bottom. The 3rd is not on the bottom. Instead, we have the 5th on the bottom, and we're going to call this the 2nd inversion. That's what we call it when we have the 5th of a chord on the bottom or in the bass. So these are the 3 forms that you can find a regular chord in, unless you want to add more notes, which is what we're going to do next. But let me just go ahead and we're going to start from the beginning and listen to what these chords sound like. Now, they're probably going to sound very similar, and that's because it's the same 3 notes. You know, those notes might be different places on the staff, but all 3 of these, they're all going to be a C, an E, and a G. So they can only sound so different from each other, but hopefully you can hear a difference with what the highest note in each of these might be. You can see in the first one, the highest note is G. In the second one, the highest note is C. And in the third one, the highest note is E. So maybe you can hear that highest note moving up. Maybe you can hear the lowest note moving up. And maybe you can hear how the chords might just feel a little bit different. Anyway, here's what these chords sound in these 3 forms. Now, to me, what I'm hearing is it's mostly what that highest note is. I hear bum, bum, bum as we're moving upward. But if you focus on different things, they might just sound different to you. So there you have it. Root position, first inversion, and second inversion of these chords. The next video, I'm going to quickly show you 3 different inversions of 7th chords.